Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think you're right about that. But in the sense that I think it goes back to the whole idea that with the current inflation rate and relative to the average sort of income per year, it's almost like there's just it's almost impossible to be able to keep up with the living costs as it stands. And monetary speaking, especially with the current, it sort of raises the question, what does this all mean in terms of this sort of this crisis that we're in, this inflation crisis? What does that mean, like monetary speaking? And the Bank of England expects the Ofgem, which is the Office of Gas and Electricity Markets, that in April, with the increase in VAT, they increased the energy cap to 1,971, but they expect it to go up to about 2,759 in October, which, is the biggest factor in this sort of rampant inflation, really, especially that's within the government's control. If we look at its Monetary Policy Committee report, which was issued in May, they expect that fashion retailers are going to increase their prices up by between 5 to 8% by the end of this year. Which, for the average household, the Office of National Statistics figures for the average household spend on clothing and footwear gives a figure of about £1,220 per year, meaning that this could rise by about £98, to like 1,318, per year if these sort of projections are, fulfilled. As for food costs, research by Kantar, a data analytics and clothing company, they put price rises for supermarket shoppers. The average sort of food bill could increase by about £271 this year, following a 5.9% increase. Rising prices will impact most sectors of the economy, to be fair, but the Bank of England updated their inflation forecast to about 10.4% by the end of this year, which is
Pretty alarming, to
yeah,
say
I
the
mean,
least.
yeah,
Yeah.
pre-pandemic it was about 5%. So yeah, it is a bit concerning. If you look at the Bank of England's forecast for post-tax income, they they foresee it sort of falling by about 3.25% by the end of the year, which it might seem small, but that's about a £1,200 drop in someone's income at the end of the year, which with the rising prices of everything, man, that can be quite problematic, especially people with children.
Yeah.
Mortgage borrowers as well across Britain are impacted by this. So the Bank of England yesterday on the 16th, they raised the base rate for the fourth time in 5 months by about 1%, which seems quite insignificant, but that adds about £252 to the annual cost for a home owner who has a mortgage of about £150,000 standard variable. And then for someone who has about £450,000 on their mortgage, that's about £756. So yeah, I think with the rising inflation rates, and it's the fact that it's not parallel to increase in income, it's definitely going to be problematic, and that in itself is a crisis.